Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor.
There must be a way they go about it. They probably might tie you down somewhere and use a rope, tie it to a chair or something, so that you don't float around.
There's no up and down, as you say. There's no up and down in space. There's no gravity, which must be weird in itself.
Exactly. Yeah. So that in itself, sort of what is everything that you've learned whilst being on Earth is thrown out the window then, because it doesn't apply there. It does not. So whatever you've learned here does not apply there. I don't know how they digest their food if they're floating around, because I've seen images or videos of astronauts doing their practice or whatever, practicing how to live in space. And there's an apple.
How to maintain their balance and stuff like that.
Yeah. And someone threw an apple up, and this apple was just going about, and this guy had to do a dive to get the apple. I'm thinking, I don't want to be doing that. Chasing your food.
Good fun.
What?
But actually, if you're in space or if you're on the Earth, you say about how would you digest your food. Yeah. But actually, if you stand on your head, you can try this later, Emmy and Femi. Stand on your head, you can still swallow, right? Although in other words, it goes against gravity, but your body will still swallow perfectly well.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll try.
I do it quite a lot. It does work, I'm told.
In case I choke. If I start choking, then what do I do then?
That's strange, That is really strange. It goes against gravity and it goes down while you're upside down.
It's the process that when we swallow, it's like an engine really, and it will even upside down. It will take the food into your stomach. Clever stuff.
It's like that. Clever stuff. Like that. The pipe there, it's got a suction. It must have a suction that just sucks it down. Because if you're on your head,
I think it's just nature.
Nature.
Right.
Yeah.
True. Nature. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Some people say that on that very point, it's quite an interesting point. Some people have said that, if you like, God made a mistake in two ways. I forget the second one, but the first one is he put together, I do remember the second one. I'm not sure I'll say that on here, but the first one is he put together eating, in other words, the swallowing reflex we have with breathing.
Yeah.
Now, when you think about that, and sadly, people, we don't want to get morbid, but people do choke to death. Very often, much older people who very old people can actually choke on soup because it doesn't need to be a solid piece of meat.
All right.
But it is interesting how when we're eating, we don't think about it, I guess, but, we're chewing up and somehow we know instinctively without thinking what size it has to be so we can swallow it into our trachea and so on.
Right.
We just instinctively know that.
But so on that note,
at the same time, we know we can't breathe.
We're running out of time.
Are we? Sorry.
This is a very interesting one, honestly. We'll do that next week.
Sorry, Trevor. Yeah, we'll do that next week. This is all we got time for.
Next week.
Yeah, so you've been watching and listening to the Alien Spaceship with myself, Emmy Hikins, and he calls me bruv.
And me, Trevor Gear, and he calls me Cuz.
And me, Femi Madariola, and he calls me Safemo.
Right, so it's
on that note.
On
that note, we say goodbye and see you next week.
Right, so it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Yeah.
This has been a Deep Stuff Radio podcast for Deep Stuff Records. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deep Stuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio www.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deep Stuff Radio Facebook page.